Okay, so chemical reactions and equations, what all do we have here chapter mein? So I'm not gonna go over, like the symbols, formula and all that. We'll deal with that as and when we come across it. So we'll start off directly with the questions, like the concepts. Right, Ashka, Dakshinya, Agrima, what happened? Agrima, I can see. Yeah. Okay, so chemical equation mein you have reactants and products. And then we learned about the concept of balancing chemical equations. What do you mean by a balanced chemical equation? Yeah, Ishita.
A balanced chemical equation is when the number of atoms of each element is the same on both the sides, which means that the mass of the reactants is equal to the mass of the products.
Absolutely correct. Next, Gautam, why do we balance chemical equations? 2 points.
Yeah, ma'am, 1 second. I have to think 1 second.
One point is in what Ishita had mentioned only. The mass of reactant should be equal to mass of products. Matlab, where did that come from?
Yeah, in order to obey law of conservation of mass.
Yes, in order to follow or in order to obey the law of conservation of mass. And uske baad, who is there? Megha, second point.
Yes, ma'am. So it gives us the correct proportion of the reactants participating in the products forming in the reaction.
Correct. So it gives us the correct proportions, correct quantities of the reactants that react and the products that are formed. Correct.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, Kashvi.
Ma'am, is it possible if I just see the recording of the class, because my net is a lot unstable? I'm not able to hear anything properly right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So if it gets stabilized, join in. But yeah, so you can watch the recording. You can join in the second batch like later half of May.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Right. Okay. So this is balanced chemical equation, and then we have different types of reactions. Okay. Types of reactions may first type of reaction we have combination reactions. Anika, what are combination reactions?
Combination reaction is a reaction in which two or more reactants combine to form one product.
Yes, two or more combine to form a single product. Next, we have decomposition reactions. Mahak, decomposition.
In decomposition reactions, there is one reactant forming two or more products. So it decomposes into two or more products.
Correct. So you can use the word decomposes, you can use the word breaks down into two or more products. Samriddhi, single displacement. Actually, before we get to displacement reactions, decomposition में ही like decompose करने के लिए you need to put energy into it. So what do you call the type of decomposition reactions that take place when heat is applied?
Endothermic.
Yeah, but I'm asking you about what is that type of decomposition reaction? Naam kya hai uska? When you heat apply.
Wait, I didn't get the question.
So decomposition reactions, you have different types of decomposition, right? Depending on how you are breaking down the reaction. So usme, if we are breaking down the reactant by heating it, so what do you call that type of reaction?
Endothermic reaction, right?
Endothermic is any reaction that takes place that absorbs heat energy in order to take place. Here I'm asking you specifically about decomposition. Okay. Arna, can you tell me what is that type?
Thermal
Ma'am, is it
decomposition.
thermal decomposition?
Now you got it. Yes, thermal decomposition. That thermal decomposition. Next, photochemical. May what do you apply in order to break down the reactant? Who's next? Dakshinya. Dakshinya.
Ma'am, I don't remember.
Look at the word. No, photochemical है. अगर photo आ गया तो
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, where light is added
there
to
you go. Yeah.
decompose.
Okay. Next, Ashka. Electrolysis में what do you apply?
Electricity.
Yes. So when you apply electricity, agar decompose hua, so that's called electrolysis. Okay. Decomposition ke baad we have single displacement reactions. Agrima, what happens in single displacement reactions? Oh, were you? Huh. Agrima, in case you are talking, yeah, abhi unmuted hai. Okay. Can't hear you. Yeah. अरे फिर से म्यूट हो गया. What happened? Agrima is disconnected. Okay, Srijak, what happens in single displacement reactions?
Yes, ma'am. In this reaction, a more reactive ion replaces a less reactive ion.
From? कहाँ पे replace कर रहा है?
In the product side.
नहीं. A more reactive ion or like a more reactive substance replaces a less reactive substance from its, like, is it replacing from like
Okay, compound.
from its compound? Yeah. Okay. So you can say from its compound, from its salt solution to be, yeah, stick to compound. That's more generalized. That encompasses everything. Okay. Awesome. Next, the last one, Chrysal. What happens in double displacement reactions?
In double displacement reaction, two ionic compounds, they exchange their ions.
And एक और criteria condition है.
And one of them precipitates out.
There you go. Correct. Yeah. So two ionic compounds exchange their ions and one of the products precipitates out. Okay. And इसके बाद then you have two more types of reactions. One is exothermic reaction. So Agrima, what are exothermic reactions? Oh, अभी भी फिर से issue है mic का. You joined in from two accounts, no? Like दूसरा account शायद. So send it on chat, Agrima. You send it. In the meantime, Tia, what happens in exothermic reactions? Also, I can't see you, Tia.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes.
No, ma'am, no idea.
No idea. Okay. कौन बता सकता है? Kashvi? Exothermic reactions? Hold on. Yeah, Agrima has sent in. Yes. Reactions in which heat or energy is involved. नहीं, मतलब all the reactions में energy is involved. That's why it's a chemical process. Energy is, oh, I think you meant to say evolved instead of involved. Yeah. Take care of your spellings. Evolved or liberated or released. Okay, so Thea, like thermic matlab heat, energy, exo, like think of exit. So heat is exiting the reaction. So reactions in which heat energy is evolved or liberated. Okay. Next, endothermic reaction, Megha.
Yes, ma'am. Endothermic reactions are where heat is absorbed.
Where heat is absorbed. Endo is sounding like in, going in, right? So heat energy is absorbed. That's endothermic reaction. And finally, based on the transfer of electrons, you have oxidation and reduction reactions or processes in general. How would you define oxidation? Like, how do you identify if oxidation has taken place? Sabka chance ho gaya na? Let's restart. Yeah, Ishita.
In oxidation, there is an addition of oxygen, loss of hydrogen, and there is a loss of electrons. And the exact opposite of this is reduction.
Yes. Okay. Then reduction में Gautam.
Yeah, ma'am. In reduction, there is loss of oxygen, addition of hydrogen, and addition of gain of electron. Sorry.
Yes, addition or gain of electrons. If electrons are added to an element, we say that has been reduced. Okay. Parallelly, related to oxidation and reduction, what is an oxidant? Anika.
Ma'am. Ma'am, I can't remember the word. I know it. Just 1 minute.
Okay, take a minute, like figure out how to phrase it. If not,
Ma'am, a substance that oxidizes the compound.
yeah, a substance that enables oxidation or oxidizes another substance, that is an oxidant. Okay, so Arna, what about a reductant or a reducing agent?
Ma'am, a reductant is a substance that enables reduction. That means it takes oxygen and gives hydrogen.
Yeah, either it takes oxygen or it gives hydrogen, provides hydrogen, or it is capable of giving electrons so that the other substance gets reduced. Yes, cool. Oxidizing agent, reducing agent. Finally, we have.
Excuse me. So oxidant and oxidizing agents are almost the same thing, right?
Correct. Oxidizing agent and oxidant, same thing, just different words. And reductant, you can also call it reducing agent. Yeah. Okay. Finally, applications of oxidation, we have corrosion. Okay. Corrosion meaning Samriddhi?
Ma'am, it is a slow process of breakdown of metals into their compounds due to oxidation.
Yeah.
By chemicals in the environment.
Yes, there you go. Covered all the points. Then another thing is rancidity. So rancidity, किसने नहीं बोला? Srijak?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What do you mean by rancidity?
Just a minute. I'm just thinking. Can I see and tell?
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oxidation of fats and oils in foods result in the food gaining a bad taste and smell.
Okay.
That food is said to be spoiled, and this phenomenon is called rancidity.
Yes. So due to oxidation of fats and oils in the food goes bad. It gains a bad taste and bad smell. That process is rancidity. Okay, oxidation of metals, matlab corrosion. Oxidation of food, like fats and oils in food, is rancidity. Okay, so corrosion, oxidation of metals, hai na? When iron is corroded, what is that process called? Tia?
Rusting.
Ashka has answered yes. And corrosion of silver is called
Tarnishing.
tarnishing. Mahak, okay, what else is that? What is the chemical process that is taking place when silver is being tarnished?
It reacts with fluorine or I'm not sure what element.
Kisko pata hai? Like we said, corrosion of silver is tarnishing, right? What is the chemical that is produced, or what is the reaction that's taking place? Yeah, Megha.
It's reacting with H2S.
Yes. And what is being produced there?
Ag2S.
Yes, silver sulfide, correct. And what is the chemical composition or chemical formula of rust? Takshanya?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question once?
Yeah. What is the chemical process? What is the chemical formula of rust? Like rust is when iron ka corrosion ho raha hai na? So what is happening chemically there? What is being produced? Dakshanya, quickly, you are muted in case you're speaking, and there's so many people waiting to answer. Quickly. Dakshanya, I think network seems to be a little off. Your video is glitching. See that? Okay, I'll give 1 minute. Okay, switched off the video. Exit. Okay, Gautam, you go ahead. What is the chemical formula for rust?
Fe2O3.
Fe2O3, yeah, but rust में दोनों oxides है iron के. So you have Fe2O3 also and FeO also. So combined formula. Yeah, Ishita.
It's Fe2O3.NH2O. The whole formula for
You can also say this Fe3O4.NH2. So Fe3O4.
Yeah, it's both the valences.
Huh. Fe3O4 is basically Fe2O3 and FeO. So both the oxides of iron are there in rust. So 2 plus 1 Fe3, 3 plus 1 4. Okay. All right. When copper gets corroded, it turns into a weird green substance. So what is the chemical composition of the green substance? Chriselle, do you remember?
No idea.
Okay. All right. Yamaha.
It forms CuCO3.
Yes, copper carbonate. So green substance, so copper turns green because of the formation of copper carbonate. So it reacts with oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Okay, that is the thing. Right, and methods to prevent corrosion, like you can paint, you can apply grease, alloying. So one specific method, so corrosion can be prevented by something called galvanization. What is galvanization? Ashka?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it's when we coat the metal with a layer of zinc.
Which metal?
Zinc.
No, you said we coat the metal with a layer of zinc, right? So which metal?
Uh, I'm not sure about iron.
Iron is correct. So galvanization, you call it specifically when iron is coated with zinc. Okay, so note that down. There's galvanization, and what else do we have? Alloying here, rancidity. What are some methods to prevent rancidity? Like, can you tell me any two methods? Yeah, Ishita.
So first you can store the substance in airtight container, or secondly you can flush the substance in which it is kept with nitrogen or argon.
Yeah, so inert gases essentially to prevent the oxidation. Awesome. Okay, so these are like main theory related questions that you may get. So whatever we discussed abhi, all the definitions and the points related to corrosion and rancidity, if you have missed out on anything, if you didn't remember any part, like make a note of it, learn all of this, because is chapter may, if you're talking about theory based, these are all the points that are definitely going to be coming. Okay. And the next part of the chapter is mainly like application based. So we should practice balancing chemical reactions, and every type of reaction that we touched here, we'll have to look at examples. That is the second part. And the third is identifying oxidation, reduction, oxidizing agent, reducing agent. Okay. All right. Guys, Dakshanya, Ashka, Tia, Agrima, Srijak, where are you guys?
Ma'am, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. Can't see you guys here. Okay. All right. So we'll solve remaining questions from Flipper like last weekend tak humne kiya na. So this time I'll be choosing higher level questions only. Yeah, now what's up?
Ma'am, I had a question. Ma'am, like Cu reacts with carbon dioxide. Other metals also react with carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, they do.
So they also form carbonate.
Yeah, they do. Like calcium, you guys know of another reaction, calcium hydroxide, uh, like or calcium oxide. Like when quicklime reacts with carbon dioxide, you get calcium carbonate. So all metals do react with carbon dioxide. It's just that it also depends on their reactivity, like how easily they react, under what conditions they react. Like some of them react if you heat them. Some of them react at a different pressure conditions. Some of them would need a catalyst in order to react. So the reaction conditions may differ depending on what metal you're taking. But yes, most metals do react with carbon dioxide.
Ma'am, so carbonates are only formed by oxides of metals, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay.
See how many questions we get with this level. 30 questions. Good. Guys, join in. Join in this one. P16047. Okay. We have Ishita, Ashka, Srijat, Samriti, Akrima. Mika, Anika, Gautam. 7. This here. Arna. Dakshini, are you there? You joining?
Yes, ma'am, I'm joining, but I'm facing a issue. The flipper is not completely loading yet.
Okay. Connected to your Wi-Fi, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who else is yet to join? We have 11 people here, and we have Tia is here. Okay. Anna's joined in. Ashka is joined in. Akrima is here. So Dakshini, I'm just waiting for you. Okay. So I'll start the session, and
Ma'am, I'll leave the Zoom and join flipper because I think the Zoom is slowing it down. Ma'am, if it doesn't happen, I'll join Zoom back again.
okay. Acha, you're using your phone for both, right? Acha, ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Right. Rest of you all ready? Should we start? Tia, Adna, Srijak, Akrima?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this identify the reducing agent in the reaction. Nice. Anika, Gautam, first people to answer. Anika, did you forget about double confidence or were you not confident about this?
Oh, ma'am, I forgot about this.
More people. Arna, Agrima, Ashka. Ashka, what about you? Not confident?
No, ma'am. Not for this one, I wasn't.
Okay. Srijak got it, Mahak got it. Ishita, you also.
Ma'am, I forgot to click it. I'm so sorry. I didn't see it only.
Apologize. Just checking. Samriti, what happened?
Actually, I was not really confident. Like,
गलत ही हो गया. Like, okay, so Samriti, we have this reaction here. So only one person is yet to answer, Megha. Okay. All right. Megha also has answered.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, my net was taking a little time to submit.
Samriti, what happened?
actually, I saw like NH3 and H2. So, like, I clicked H2. I wanted to click NH3 and like in a hurry to submit the answer. So
Okay.
I didn't recheck whether I clicked the right option.
ठीक है. All right. Everybody got it. Good. So confidence वाला like couple of questions ठीक है, but उसके बाद confidence के साथ answer करना है. Right. Next one is also the same thing. You need to look at the reducing agent. इसमें you can just like think of it logically and choose the answer. समझ में आ जाएगा. Look at the options. Ashka and Anna got it. Now, are Crystal and Gautam, what happened?
मैम वो सबमिट दबाते डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया मेरा, तो पता नहीं खुद ही सबमिट हो।
Oh, disconnect क्यों हुआ? कैसे हुआ?
Net.
Okay. Crystal, what happened with you? Like, पहले वाला question.
I forgot.
Abhi?
Yeah, I forgot the oxygen.
So oxidizing agent, reducing agent, hamesha you'll find it in the reactants only. Okay. So it'll either be H2O or F2 for sure. Now in dono mein, if you had to figure out ki kaun sa ho sakta hai, see what's going on in the reaction. So reducing agent to find out karna hai na. So H2O is providing the hydrogen to convert F2 into HF. So that will be the reducing agent. Okay.
Ma'am, it's not showing the solution.
Okay. Right. I think the solution was not uploaded here. Just flag it saying solution is missing. We'll get it added. Okay, done? Cool. Reducing agent in this? Nice. Abhi, lots of people answering. Anika still not confident yet.
No, ma'am, I've clicked it.
Hmm?
Ma'am, I've clicked it.
हाँ, मतलब confidence के साथ answer नहीं किया क्या?
No, ma'am, I clicked a double confidence also.
अच्छा, add नहीं हुआ है. Just see 10 points here.
No, in mine it has been added.
Gautam, I'm guessing you still have internet issues. Question load हुआ कि?
No, ma'am, I'm joining.
ठीक है, I'll stop this question here. We'll go to the next one. Start. Yeah, nice. Everybody answered. आ गया. Hello. Next question. This is an example of nice. Arna, Srija, Kanika, Ishita, Ashka have gotten it. Tia also answered. Mahak got it. Hey, kisne? Agrima, what happened?
I just looked at the first part and submitted it, and then I realized that the last second. So.
Oh, that you need to be careful. Yeah, Mahak, what's up?
Ma'am, in the reactivity series, hydrogen or oxygen is never mentioned. Hydrogen is, but oxygen isn't. So how could we classify this as a displacement reaction?
So, like the point of displacement reaction is that a more reactive element displaces the less reactive one, right? So the reactivity series is basically just a guide. Like every single element that reacts is going to have its own level of reactivity, right? The reactivity series that you usually use, that you see over there in like in your textbook, in resources, usually has metals and the only non-metals that are included are hydrogen and carbon. Now, the reason why they are included is hydrogen is the element that you find in acids. Like acids are defined by the fact that they are capable of giving out hydrogen ion. So hydrogen is included in reactivity series because that kind of gives you an idea of what metals are capable of reacting with acids and what metals don't really react with the common acids. Like gold, silver, they are not affected by HCl, H2SO4 and all. You need like really concentrated acids for that. That's why you find hydrogen there. Carbon is included in the reactivity series sometimes because that's a different purpose that relates to being able to extract those metals. Like purification of iron, we just saw the reaction. So iron oxide, when you make it react with carbon monoxide, you're getting pure iron. Reduction reaction ho raha hai wahan pe. So like some of the metals, you are capable of getting pure form of those metals from their ores by making them react with carbon. So the form of carbon that you use is called coke. So coke is used in extraction of metals and all. Doesn't mean that, you know, like we completely disregard the others. Like oxygen, halogens, all of them have their own reactivity. Like fluorine is extremely reactive. Chlorine is one of the more reactive elements and all that. So for displacement reactions, it's not restricted only to the reactivity series you find. Okay. So any reaction.
Is there any other series like where you can refer to the non-metals or something?
So there's a
Yes,
comprehensive, like you have something called electrochemical series. That also, like if you just search it up on the internet, some versions will only have the most common ones, common ions. If you look for it, you'll find the whole comprehensive list of like all the elements in that electrochemical series. So electrochemical series is in fact made based on their oxidizing or reducing power. That will help place these things. Okay. All right. So 3 people. Samriti, what happened? You also chose neutralization.
No, ma'am, actually I clicked 1 and 3 only, but I don't know what happened then.
Okay. Crystal, why did you choose combination reaction? Kya hua?
No, I got confused between the two.
Again, like I think we revised this earlier. Combination मतलब combine होना है. तो यहाँ पे कुछ combine नहीं हो रहा है ना? Like you're still getting NO and H2. Like one is taking the place of the other. Okay, so it'll be displacement and redox. Yeah, Tia.
Can you please repeat the meaning of redox reaction?
Huh. So redox matlab reduction and oxidation. So if you have a reaction in which both reduction and oxidation are taking place, you call it a redox. So redox is a combination of the words reduction and oxidation. You have red, reduction, and ox is oxidation. Okay. So if you see that reduction oxidation ho raha hai reaction mein, like in this we have oxygen being added to nitrogen and hydrogen also removed, like oxidation reduction ho raha hai na wahan pe. So that would come under a redox reaction. Also oxygen is taking the place of hydrogen, so it is also classified as displacement reaction.
Okay, ma'am.
Oh, nice. Okay. 3 beakers labeled ABC, each containing 25 ml water. So you put like 3 different substances in them, and then something happened. Okay. Right. I can see Dakshini have managed to join in finally. Nice. Arna, first one to answer, followed by Ishita. Good. Anika has answered. सही है. Samriddhi Mahak also got it. Ashka and Tia. Ashka, what happened?
Yeah, I got confused between about the temperature. I got confused. So I chose completely opposite.
Tia, what happened?
And same, I got confused between the options.
So if it is confusing, like find a way to remember it, like use some sort of mnemonic. Like the best one that works for me also and kind of makes sense is, so exothermic, मतलब exo है ना, so related to exit. Exit मतलब going out. So heat is going out. Heat is being released. And endothermic, think of it as entering. Entering. So heat is being absorbed in that case. So heat is released matlab, so reactions in which heat is released. Think of something burning. So when things burn, temperature is increasing or decreasing?
I'm increasing.
Increasing. So that would be exothermic. So exothermic matlab temperature increases. Okay. So अगर कोई beaker में किसी process में you see that temperature increased, that would be exothermic. So Ashka, endothermic में what will happen to the temperature?
Ma'am, the temperature will fall.
Temperature will fall because it's taking away the heat. Okay, next question. A dilute ferrous sulfate solution was gradually added to the beaker containing acidified permanganate solution. The light purple color of solution fades and finally disappears. Which of the following is the correct explanation?
Can you explain the meaning of dilute ferrous sulfate solution?
Huh. Meaning ne, like that's what it is. Dilute ferrous sulfate solution matlab we took some ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate is a chemical. So ferrous iron sulfate is SO4. Ferrous hai, so +2 -2. This is the formula for that. So dilute ferrous sulfate matlab you basically took this and you dissolved it in water, aqueous state. It was added to the beaker containing, matlab you took this solution, एक test tube में, and beaker में already you had potassium permanganate, acidified permanganate solution, so KMnO4. Permanganate, potassium permanganate, so this has purple color. So initially it was purple color this way, but on adding this ferrous sulfate, the purple has become white. क्या हुआ? Different people, different answers. Okay. So 5 more people are yet to answer. Once the 5 answer, I'll discuss this question. New compounds also that we didn't talk about earlier. So it's a good question. I'll discuss this. Okay. Samriddhi and Dakshmi, once you guys answer.
Mama, I've answered.
Answered, okay. Just waiting for it to see. Okay. कर लिया सबने? So we'll look at the theory of the question first, and then I'll show the reaction. क्या हो रहा है? So here,
Did you change the question?
not yet. I've just ended the
No,
question.
no.
Like I haven't gone to
Okay.
the next one yet. Okay. So we have a dilute ferrous sulfate solution. So we know that FeSO4 hai, aqueous, was added to acidified permanganate. So usually potassium permanganate solution is used. Acidified solution theek hai, in the presence of H plus acidic condition hai. Then what is happening here? So potassium permanganate. So every time you come across permanganate, especially acidified conditions. So this is an extremely strong oxidizing agent. Okay. So usually any substance, like if you want oxidation to happen, potassium permanganate is a go-to compound. So apart from permanganate, there's another compound which is dichromate. Potassium dichromate. So इसका formula है K2Cr2O7. So both of these are extremely strong oxidizing agents. So laboratory में अगर कोई oxidation करना है, like oxidation of alcohols to acids है, like in organic chemistry, and even otherwise, like जैसे यहाँ पे ferrous sulfate. So if at all any sort of oxidation is required, these are like your go-to compounds: KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, permanganate, and dichromate. Okay, so if you come across any question containing this, you can be 100% sure कि okay, redox चल रहा है. Redox चल रहा है. This is the oxidizing agent. मतलब the other substance is getting oxidized, and this itself is getting reduced. Okay, so the color this thing is, so KMnO4, its original color is a pinkish purple kind of color. So if it is very concentrated, like it's a really dark violet kind of color, otherwise it's like purplish color. After oxidation, after reaction, this becomes colorless. Potassium dichromate, iska color hai, it's a bright orange color. And after oxidation, this becomes colorless. Okay. So on reduction, मतलब अगर ये oxidize कर रहे, it itself is getting reduced. This also the same thing. So potassium permanganate oxidizing agent है, किसी और को oxidize कर रहा है, मतलब this itself is getting reduced. So purple on reduction becomes colorless. Yes, got it? Priscil, note it down. Yeah. Samriddhi, Gautam, Tia. Yes, सबका video.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now looking at this question, यहाँ पे क्या पूछा है? So dilute this solution added to this thing. So the light purple color of the solution fades and finally disappears. मतलब KMnO4 is no longer permanganate. ये तो change हो गया, and it is only capable of being reduced. So FeSO4 is an oxidizing agent. It oxidizes KMnO4. वो तो गलत होगा because permanganate is the oxidizing agent. KMnO4 is an unstable compound and decomposes in the presence of FeSO4. Nay. So like it changes, it reacts, but it's not unstable, and it does not, like FeSO4 is not a catalyst, like both of them react with each other. So decomposition nahi hai. KMnO4 is an oxidizing agent and it oxidizes FeSO4. That is correct. Isliye the color is being faded. The color disappears due to dilution. No reaction is involved. That is wrong, because Hamisha, if KMnO4 is there, oxidation reaction hoga hi. It itself gets reduced and it oxidizes the other substance. Okay? Okay. All right. Should we go to the next question? Yeah. Tia, Anika,
Yes, ma'am.
Ashka, Srijak,
Yes, ma'am.
Dakshanya, Agrima.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Guys, video on. अगर कोई problem हो रहा है or something, like let me know, put it on the group. You can send it on WhatsApp somehow, but let me know. Otherwise, keep your video on. Okay. You need to figure out which one is a double displacement reaction. This, I need you guys to answer with double confidence, huh? Ooh, Srijak and Nishita have gotten a streak also. Nice, good job, guys.
Mom, my application went on fast. Can you tell the code again?
Your voice is a little unclear, Agrima. Can you repeat what you just said?
Mom, can you tell the code again?
Oh, okay. Here it is. Ah, nice. Thanks, Arna. Good. अभी तक जिसने भी आंसर किया, everybody's got it. Good, good stuff.
Ma'am, there's someone at the door. Can I just get it and come back?
Yeah, sure. Nice. 10 people have answered, 3 people, 11 have answered. Good. Types of reactions, okay, people are getting. Agrima, I think you just joined. Okay. Arna, answering?
Actually, due to the network, I'm not able to get the question. So I'm
Oh, okay.
reconnecting.
Still waiting. Okay. Right. Agrima, what happened?
I missed. Sorry, I didn't read it totally.
Aish. Double displacement, they're asking. Yeah. Anna, what's happening? Is it loading? Or is it still?
No, ma'am, that's still not loaded.
Still not loaded. Yes. We'll go to the next question. Yes. All right. Everybody got it except Agrima. Okay. Each. Okay. This needs to be corrected. But it's pretty much like pura text here. So just ignore whatever's in the bracket and all. You can read it normally and you'll be able to answer. So we have barium chloride on reacting with ammonium sulfate forms barium sulfate and ammonium chloride. Which of the following correctly represents the type of reaction involved? So write down the reaction equation, jo words mein hai, and then you'll be able to figure it out easily. And one of you, Anika or Srija, can you just flag the question so that it will be corrected back inside? Whoever is finished answering, just flag it.
What do you mean by flag?
So यहाँ पे flag दिखेगा ना red color. Flag the
Yes.
question. It'll ask you what is the error or why have you flagged it. Just mention display. Not displayed properly or something like that.
Ma'am, it is saying to report this question.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do I do?
Just report it. So how is it displayed in your screen? Like ठीक से आ रहा है कि like are you guys getting the text and all यहाँ पे?
Ma'am,
No,
it's
we are getting the
properly
text.
displayed. We just have to scroll it like that side
Okay.
because the question is too long.
तो फिर रहने दो. That's fine then.
Yes.
As long as you're able to see it. Gautam, you didn't look at the options pura or you didn't read the question pura. Agrima also same thing happened. What happened, Agrima?
No, ma'am, I just got confused.
Actually, Gautam, like the option you clicked also is wrong. Pehla option nahi hoga na? Have you written the equation?
No, no, ma'am, no, I understood my mistake. Yeah, by solution. So yeah, sorry, ma'am.
Samriddhi, what happened?
Ma'am, actually, I thought if it's a double displacement reaction, then one of them will precipitate out. So I thought that second is not that correct. So I only chose only fourth one.
You had the logic correct, lekin us logic ko pura answer is incorrect. Like you said it.
Ma'am, I thought that precipitation will occur in double displacement only. So
Yeah. So precipitation bhi hoga na?
okay.
See, this is something that we had come across pehle also. So all double displacement reactions are precipitation reactions, but the other way around is not correct. Like precipitation reaction ho sakta hai, but it may not be a double displacement. But all double displacement automatically becomes a precipitation reaction also. Okay, सबका हो गया? Cool. Samriddhi and Gautam. ठीक है. All right. Do the boost after this. All of these things will be corrected. What happens when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to iron filings? If you guys remember the zinc wala reaction, this also follows the same format. So you can answer it based on that. Zinc plus H2SO4 or zinc plus HCl ka reaction jo hai, this also undergoes the same reaction. Srijak has answered. Akshanya has answered. Good. Anika and Mahak. Got it.
Ma'am, did you receive my answer? I think because of the net, I'm not sure if it has gone or not.
Not yet. Ishita, Agrima, I just got it. I'll get it. Like the previous question, I got it eventually. So once it syncs up, I'll get it. Megha, Ashka, got it. Yeah, what happened?
Ma'am, I got confused with the answer.
Why? What was the confusion? Tia, did you attend lab, your school lab?
No, ma'am.
No, okay. Array. Should have attended. It would have helped seeing all the reactions. Yeah. So any metal plus acid, definitely a reaction is going to take place. Okay. And usually, Samriddhi, so close. So when you're adding a pure metal to an acid, so this is the general reaction. So acid plus metal, हमेशा you get a salt. जो भी metal है उसका salt होगा. You're adding zinc, you'll get a zinc का salt, zinc sulphate, zinc chloride, जो भी हो. You're adding iron here, you'll get an iron salt, iron chloride, iron sulphate, iron nitrate, जो भी है. Plus hydrogen gas is always involved. Okay. So this is a general reaction. So visually, you can see like as soon as you add it to the solution, you'll start seeing bubbles being released. Okay. So acid plus metal, immediately bubbles will be released. Samriddhi, so close. Like water is only if it reacts with a base or an oxide. Like when it is pure metal, hydrogen gas is released.
I forgot the hydrogen gas, so I thought it's gonna be water.
That's fine. Yeah, now what's up?
Ma'am, so when like one hydrogen atom is always used when a base reacts, sorry, when a metal reacts with an acid, right?
Used matlab, like basically the metal gives its electrons to the hydrogen, so you get hydrogen gases.
Ma'am, so losing one hydrogen atom makes something a base, and gaining one hydrogen atom makes something an acid, because Cl plus H2 is equal to HCl.
The other way around. HCl is an acid because it is capable of releasing hydrogen. Okay. So acids are substances that give out hydrogen. They contain hydrogen. So H2SO4 is sulfuric acid because it gives out H plus. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hydrogen combines with negatively charged ions, right? And then when it negatively charged ions, and when it reacts with the metal, so like metal gives it electrons to H2, so it goes away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then the positive charged metal will combine with the anion here. That's how the salt is formed. Anyway, so this will go deeper when we actually study about acids, bases, salts, which is your next chapter. So Samriddhi, your confusion and all should be solved there. It's fine. Okay, next. Which of these statements is true? Exposure of silver chloride to sunlight for a long duration turns gray due to. So this reaction you should know. Silver chloride, if you expose it to light, what happens there? Anika, Srijak have solved it. Good. And Ishita also done. Megha,
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I misclicked. Like I wanted to click the B one, but I clicked the C one.
But you know why that's the wrong answer to this particular question, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got it.
So the statement is correct, but for this question, like the reason, as a reason, it is wrong.
Yes, ma'am. I got it.
Hello, Jaldi. It's already been a minute. Ashka, Samriddhi, Agrima, Gautam, Mahak, Tia, and Dakshanya.
Yes,
it's the
ma'am,
same mistake.
I've given an answer.
Yeah, just got it. Samriddhi and Agrima. Ashka have not received it yet, so I guess network. Abhi aa gaya Ashka. Mahak also I got. So just Gautam and Tia. Gautam, internet issues ho sakta hai. Gautam,
No,
have
ma'am,
you
I submitted. I submitted it.
ठीक है. Yes, Gautam, I got it. Tia, what happened? Have you answered yet?
Yes, ma'am, just a minute.
Quickly. It's been 2 minutes. All right. Samriddhi and Agrima, did you guys get why that's a wrong answer?
Yes, ma'am.
As a statement, it's correct. Chlorine gas also decomposes silver chloride, say. But that's not the reason for the gray color. Okay. Yeah, what happened quickly? You answering?
I'm answered.
Answered? Okay. Just waiting. Ish. Sublimation nahi hai. Okay. So silver chloride. Okay. So what is this reaction an example of? Who remembers? So when you have silver chloride, AgCl, when you expose it to sunlight or any sort of light in general.
Photochemical.
Yes. It's a decomposition reaction, yes. So you get silver plus chlorine gas. Balance it, ye ho jayega. So the silver that is left behind, this gives a gray color. Chlorine is a gas, so it'll just escape out. So that's not the reason for any sort of color or anything here. Okay. But this is one of the reactions that you should know. Yeah, example of photochemical decomposition. There's also the photography wala reaction. Yeah, you need to revise like the whole chapter notes to be a
Yes, ma'am.
reason, right? You guys able to answer this question? Next one. Anika and Srijak have answered. Ishita got it. Okay, what is the
What
answer?
does
Sorry?
what does salice mean?
Just a second. Give me the statement.
What does saline?
Spell it.
Ma'am, I think they mean Sullies. Sullies.
Huh. Sullies is Sullies. Sullies is like make it impure.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Spoil. 5 people got it. What is the reason statement given? Carbon dioxide turns lime water milky. What is the reason given here?
And carbon dioxide sullies the water.
Okay. So is that like is carbon dioxide the one that's turning water milky?
Yes, 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 yes.
Is carbon dioxide capable of turning water milky at all? Like in general? No.
No.
Okay. So इसलिए assertion is true. Carbon dioxide does turn lime water milky, but it's not the presence of carbon dioxide because it reacts with the lime water, the C calcium hydroxide there, which turns it milky. Okay. So Anika, Srijak, like, did you guys answer that because you didn't know the meaning of sullies?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't know the meaning of sullies.
So when you come across such a situation, ask.
Okay.
All right. Mahak, Arna, what happened?
I'm not sure about the name of sullies.
Ah, yeah. Rest of 9 people have got that. Okay.
Ma'am, I thought carbon dioxide does something to water. Sorry.
It just dissolves in water. Like, you guys have all seen soda, right? That's just carbon dioxide in water. It remains transparent. It doesn't really do anything other than just be mixed. Okay. A chemical reaction becomes faster at higher temperatures. So this relates a little bit, like if you remember grade 9 concepts, matter in our surroundings, kya hota hai because of temperature, because of pressure, all of that, you'll be able to get it. All right. Samriddhi, Agrima, Tia, and Dakshinya. What's going on, guys? Like, Tia and Dakshinya, still waiting from you guys. Have you guys answered and it's like I just haven't received it, or you still yet to answer? Yeah, Dakshinya? All right. Yes, answer.
Mama.
Yeah, okay. Then I'm just waiting for it to connect then. Okay. What happens when you heat anything? Samriddhi?
Sorry, ma'am, can you repeat?
What happens when you heat any substance? Like at molecular level, at the atomic level?
The molecules start moving like at a faster rate.
Right. So molecules start moving faster. Now, if you put those molecules in a chemical reaction, okay, so first of all, chemical reactions क्यों होते हैं? Like कैसे होते हैं?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
No? So what happens during chemical reactions is, see, if like for example, let's take this reaction only, which is right here. So silver chloride, if it has to decompose, so silver needs, like, first the bond between silver and chlorine needs to break, and also two chlorine atoms need to join together, right? Which means from the balanced equation, you can see that ये reaction होने के लिए you need a minimum of 2 molecules or 2 units of silver chloride. So what happens is you have silver chloride. This is 1 unit, and the other unit of silver chloride. So both of these need to collide with each other. Like both of them need to join each other. Then when they collide with each other, then these bonds break, the two chlorines join together, and then you get your final products. Okay, so yeah, like for a chemical reaction to take place, the molecules, as they are moving, they need to takrofy against each other. Then they'll be able to break some bonds, form new ones, and things happen. Okay, so when you increase the temperature, because the molecules can move faster, they will collide with each other also at a faster rate. That's why when you increase the temperature, a reaction becomes faster. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Cool. Kisne bola hai? Anika and Tia, you guys got it?
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to click the correct one, but my my band should be clicked.
Ah, okay. Tia, what about you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. Okay. After whitewashing the walls, a shiny white finish on the walls is obtained after 2 to 3 days.
Calcium hydrogen carbonate and calcium carbonate are not the same thing.
They're not the same thing. Calcium hydrogen carbonate is CaHCO3, calcium twice, and calcium carbonate is CaCO3. There's a hydrogen here. If you remember the lime water milky one, this is the insoluble one that makes it milky. And on passing excess CO2, this becomes soluble. Makes it transparent. Not relevant to this question, but yeah, just reminding you guys what these are. Anika, what happened?
I'm the same thing only. I wanted to click the upper one.
Like, are you not holding your phone properly, or like what's happening? Like that needs to be. एक बार तो ठीक है, accidentally.
It's 4:30.
Why is it happening again and again? किसने आंसर किया? Dakshanya, what happened? And double confidence के साथ. No, streak is enabled. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
just can you explain it just can you explain it once? I was confused. I given a random answer, but it was right.
Okay. Will do. Like I'm waiting for 5 more people. Ashka, Samriti, Chriselle, and Arna. So once everybody answers,
Mama gave the answer.
I got it. Yes.
Ma'am, even I have answered.
Like as I was saying, 2-3 more got synced up. So I'm just waiting for 3 more answers to sync up. Give it a minute. Okay. What substance is used in whitewashing?
Calcium hydroxide.
Yes. So whitewashing may, what happens is you take calcium oxide, because this is solid, it's a salt, it's easy to transport and everything. You mix it in water. So quick lime, you mix it in water, you get lime water, tuna, basically, tuna pan. So it's the lime water, which is calcium hydroxide, that you put on the walls. So once you put it on the walls, you have calcium hydroxide on the wall. It is exposed to the air, to atmosphere, or hawa mein kya hai? So you have nitrogen, you have oxygen, those things won't react with this. But you also have carbon dioxide. So this reacts with carbon dioxide. So the lime water that you put on the walls reacts with carbon dioxide. And what is produced when lime water reacts with carbon dioxide?
Calcium carbonate.
You get calcium carbonate. And calcium carbonate ke bare mein, what do you know? Like what does it look like? What are the properties of calcium carbonate?
It's insoluble.
Yes, it's insoluble.
Calcium bicarbonate?
No, first calcium carbonate is produced. If you have access to water and excess carbon dioxide, then in the next step, you get calcium bicarbonate. Okay.
Ma'am, then where does the hydrogen from the OH go?
That's going to be like H2O is a byproduct there. So calcium carbonate is insoluble. So it separates out some from water, and it's also a white precipitate. So this is what you see as a whitewashed substance on the wall. And water vapor, like water evaporates as water vapor. So the reason why it works this way is because calcium carbonate is insoluble. So it won't dissolve off in the water that is produced. It won't ionize, which will ensure that it sticks to the walls. And that is the reason it takes about 2 to 3 days for it to dry up and take that effect. Because this reaction needs to take place. Like nobody's blowing carbon dioxide at it to make it faster. It happens naturally. And this is the first step. And that's the reason, like, if you put excess water and carbon dioxide, it's going to like wash off, because then you have calcium bicarbonate being produced. So calcium bicarbonate is soluble. It mixes up in water. So, if it's wet, like suppose calcium bicarbonate was the one being produced, there's going to be further reactions and complications. It's not as simple as, oh, you put it on water and it sticks to water. This whole thing works because it's an insoluble white precipitate. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Make sense? Gautam, Dakshanya, you guys? Anika?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was it Gautam? Like whoever asked it, clarify?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. Okay. Burning of candle is a physical change.
Mom, I didn't get the question.
It's just been 10 seconds since I started. Just give it a couple more minutes. A few more seconds, should get it. Whoever, did none of you get the question yet?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, I got it.
So should have answered immediately.
Ma'am, I've answered.
Answered? Okay. It's taking time on my end. 2 people have gotten it. Ishita, what happened?
Ma'am, I read it as melting instead of burning. I thought like that's usually the sentence which is given, melting of a candle.
Or Srijak, you also.
Yes, I also thought that the wax is getting melted and it can be same.
Focus.
I didn't even get to read the question. The question came in as by mistake in the first.
I'm surprised. Dakshini also. Like more people are getting wrong than they're getting correct. Why?
Ma'am, same thing, melting, because in each and every question related to the candle, they always mention it as melting. Out of 10 times, they'll only mention burning one time.
You need to be ready for that one time. Arey, 5 people abhi. Kya hai ye? Focus. Like you need to read what is given here.
The school has made us lose our trust. So
Abhi 6 people. Chriselle, you also. Let's be back. Okay, everybody done? I am so disappointed. Kya hai ye? Like 5 people have gotten it correct out of all. And this was like one of the more simpler questions out of the whole set. Huh. Okay. Samriti, have you answered or are you yet to answer?
Ma'am, I've already answered.
Okay. तो फिर थोड़ा सा करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Guys, burning of candle is a chemical change. Like literally burning is given there. Combustion reaction है, exothermic reaction है, oxidation हो रहा है. Pretty direct. Okay. Sodium metal is stored under kerosene. Again, new information. So even if like it's okay, like read the statements, answer it. I'll discuss it in case. Nice, Mahal got it. Three people have answered. Anika and Agrima. Good. Stop points is up. That's done. Ishita, Megha. Sal got it. Anna, did you figure out what is happening here? Srijak, Ashka, got it. So Samriti, Gautam, and Dakshinya, have you guys answered yet or yet to answer?
1 minute, I'm answering.
Okay.
Ma'am, I already answered with double confidence. It was right.
Okay. So it's just syncing issue then. Yeah, and Adna, that's okay because this is like new information even if you don't get it.
I misclicked. I'm so sorry.
Okay, misclick था, ठीक है. Samriti, you said you answered. Okay, Dakshinya, what about you? Dakshinya, are you there? Okay. All right. Samriti, I got. Oh, Dakshinya also answered. Sahi hai. Samriti, I'm just waiting. Yeah, Dakshinya, I just got it. Okay, since you also answered, so sodium metal is stored under kerosene. That is because sodium is extremely reactive. It will react with anything that's available to it. Oxygen hai atmosphere mein, water vapor hai atmosphere mein. It is capable of reacting
Ma'am,
all of these. Yeah.
ma'am, I didn't get the point, even though it's showing me it's correct. Hai.
Yeah, because it's not synced up. For me, it shows like you have not answered yet. Isliye there also the points have not been added. Okay. All right. So sodium is stored under kerosene because of its high reactivity. That's pretty like 1-to-1. So on the same lines, I want you guys to take note of this. Sodium stored under kerosene, even potassium, lithium, all the metals that have +1 valency, they're extremely reactive. They're all stored under kerosene because that's the most widely available, but otherwise sometimes some sort of an oil like petrol or whatever it may be. And white phosphorus is a chemical that is stored under water, again because of this, like a similar reason. So white phosphorus is very, very combustible. It will burn like bachpan mein, if you guys remember spontaneous combustion, it's a piece of paper or something dipped in white phosphorus. You just wave it around in the air and it's gonna catch fire. It's that inflammable. So to prevent that, white phosphorus is stored under water. Sodium, lithium, potassium, all of these metals are stored under kerosene. Okay.
Ma'am, can you repeat the name again? The metal which is stored underwater.
So that's white phosphorus. So phosphorus
Okay,
ke alag-alag forms hai. You have red phosphorus, you have white phosphorus. So white phosphorus is red phosphorus is what you find on your matchsticks, and white phosphorus is the one that's stored underwater. Is phosphorus like the thing that you're familiar with? Okay. Okay. Next question. It's not. This is not from this chapter, but related to some like a concept in this chapter. So we'll see how many of you are able to answer. This is something we'll talk about in the next chapter also. Don't worry if you don't get it, we'll revise it again.
Ma'am, how is the specific heat of water related to water not being added to acid?
So specific heat of water gives you the capacity of water to retain heat. Like okay, how do I explain this? So have you guys come across the concept of specific heats or heat capacity in general? No? Okay. Okay, let's look at this thing. Suppose you burn your hand. Like not extreme, just something light. You touch something really hot or maybe electrical, like plug point बहुत ही गर्म हो गया. What is the first thing that you do?
You put it under water.
You put it under water, right? Now, why do you put it under water?
Usually or like it reduces the pain.
It reduces the pain because it takes away that heat energy. So, it'll stop your skin from burning further. Okay. So the reason why water works for this is it is nature of water. Like water is supposed to have high specific heat, like it has high heat capacity because it can take like small amount of water can take a high amount of heat energy away. That is the reason, even when something is hot, like let's say some food like hot milk, hot chai, you're giving it to small kids, you put it in like a vessel of water because water has that capacity to take away a lot of heat energy. Okay, so that again, like I just use the words, it has the capacity to take away heat energy. So that relates to the concept of specific heat or specific heat capacity.
And ma'am, why don't we add water to dilute the acid?
Let everybody finish answering, then I'll discuss this. So Gautam, Krisal, Dakshanya, you guys answered. Am I just waiting for it to sync up or are you yet to answer? Krisal ka aa gaya? Just Gautam and Dakshanya.
Ma'am, I submitted the answer.
Submitted, okay. I'm just waiting for it to sync. Okay. All right. So now when it comes to acids, like dilution of acids, dilution matlab mixing in water, right? So mixing two substances, either you can add acid into water or you can take a vessel of water and add acid in water, or you can take acid itself and add water into it. But there's a difference between both. So when you're adding water into acid, it means that you already have a quantity of acid here and you're going to put water into it. So two issues here with this situation. One is if you have like a larger quantity of acid and you're like, when you add water, you add like little by little, right? You're not going to dump everything at once. So large quantity of acid matlab it is risky. Like if there's any sort of spillage that happens, you may get acid burns. And even when you add water, if there's a couple of drops like splashing out, that also adds to that risk factor. Now, the other way around, when you have like a beaker of water and you add acid into it, you take a pipette and then add acid like drop by drop. You're really careful and you're adding acid into it. So when you add acid into it, again, those drops of acid are surrounded by all these like all this water. So even, when the acid is being diluted, because you have lots of water around, that's going to absorb all the heat energy. So the risk of the exothermic nature of water and acid, like when water and acid are combined, that's going to release a lot of heat energy. That's an exothermic reaction. So you prevent that risk of the beaker getting heated up, and you also prevent the splash damage from happening. Any sort of acid burns that may happen when the acid splashes out. Okay, that's the whole point of this thing. Okay, 8 of you have gotten it. So Arna, Dakshanya, Tia, and Samriddhi, Srija, you guys got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Just one person. I've said like 5 names, one person answered. Rest of you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next question. In this reaction, HCl is getting oxidized while MnO2 is getting reduced. Oxidation reduction.
Oxidized to HCl.
Hmm?
HCl gets oxidized to H2O, right?
Like technically HCl, the Cl part is the one that's getting oxidized. So if you look at the complete reaction, it's MnO2 plus HCl, 4HCl, gives MnCl2 plus H2O plus Cl2. So you can look at it as, yeah, oxygen is being added to H, but technically, like if you look at the electron transfer part of it, it's the Cl part that's getting oxidized. So again, if you remember uh, the electron transfer bit of oxidation reduction, यहाँ पे hydrogen is having +1 valency. Water के साथ भी it's in +1 valency. Like hydrogen, technically it's not gained or lost electrons, but chlorine, it's ionic यहाँ पे, but here it's like it's become pure element. So by mistake a remark here. Okay, 3 more people. Samriddhi, Megha, and Tia.
Ma'am, I've already answered.
Okay. Megha, Tia, you guys are yet to answer? Yeah, it's just not showing up here.
No, ma'am, I've answered.
Okay. Right. Crisil, Dakshanya, you guys get Y, and Anika, you guys got why it is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, got answer. So Samriddhi is it's a network issue. It's taking time. So I'll give it like 10.
I actually closed Flipper and then rejoined, but it's still happening.
Okay. Again, stop this question. Cool. Aisha, before we get to the next question, any doubts, any questions for this? Like assertion, reason, both statements are true, and it's the correct explanation. Okay. Chips manufacturers usually flush bag of chips with gas such as nitrogen. Why?